Hello, the VIPs. I trust you're doing well. It's your guy, Mr. Time from Time Engineering Academy here once more. Okay, so last time, I think yesterday our tutorial did stop at this level where we have our final drawing prepared to be exported in Revit for modeling, right? So there's few more things I would like to add to where we ended, and some few modifications that I've added, and other things that I would like you to also brainstorm about. Okay, and these are also worries that as an engineer you get to think about it. And I'm also going to be wrapping this section. I'll show you some little bit tricks in AutoCAD, just like move, copy, draw line. I showed you other ones, how to set your layers and things like that, set your dimension system. All those things are the basic things that you actually need in AutoCAD. And we're actually going to go back to AutoCAD to edit our structural drawing when we are done with the structural analysis and design, right? So in AutoCAD, before we then dive straight into modeling today, which is going to be the main focus of our tutorial today, I'm going to be showing you what I did modify and the other thought processes as any architect or an engineer or somebody that is working on a related project, right? What you have to be going through in able to get a very efficient and a wonderful design that will actually function well, right? Because the one thing to be sure is that you don't need the structure just to be aesthetically pleasing. It needs to function well. You have to have a structure that has good functionality. You wouldn't want to have structure where there's a lot of traffic. Immediately it's going to give very stressful to people, like people don't have good access to most of the commodity they are selling there. Somebody cannot live outside. There's inconvenience that people are going through to be able to access or get what they want. Okay, so in this tutorial, let me just show you what I did modify. Okay, this is the basement floor. It's different from what we have. So I told you that we're going to modify some of the position of the structural element, right? So now on the basement level here, we have this area here, which let me use my highlight. So we have this area here which is going to be used as the powerhouse. It depends on both sides, right? And we have this duct, and I told you again that I was going to change. Probably I'm adding a shear wall to this corner here because all of the wastewater from the bathroom are going to be going down this duct here, and even the cable or something like that is going to go down this one, electrical wiring and stuff like that. So it gets down to the basement where we have our powerhouse, and we have our powerhouse this way. And it's just easy for people to do it. But we still have two restrooms on the basement, so that if you're down here to pick up something and you press, you can easily use it. Okay, and that is all. I just changed that position, add shear walls to this boundary point here. And I'll share with you again what my client did ask that we should, in case they are going to go down the road to this construction, we should be adding. And we thought about it already, but I'll throw it to you guys to think about the position, the right position for it, right? Okay, so this is it. I've just added this basement, this shear walls here for my water duct, right? For to have area for my pipes and things like that, and also give good structural stability to this our 5-story structure, right? Okay, so at this level I'm going to just go ahead. Okay, I added the veranda. It's 2 meter cantilever for this. I think it's for this part here. It's 2 meters. This is 2 meters cantilever from the wall. So we'll see how we can achieve all of that during structural analysis, if it is possible to have that and it's going to go well. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to, okay, so I've just offset and then do some extension there. Okay, on the second floor, if you look on the design on the second floor, you see this protruded area. You see the area that is coming outside. It's just for electrical, it's just for structural beauty, right? It's just for the aesthetics, to increase the aesthetics of the structure. Okay, like when you stand in front, you see the structure looking like a V, looking like this. So this is the final picture where you have to see from the front. So this is the area you have to cantilever it. So on our structure here, I did modify it again because we have modified from this part. So I cantilever 1.5 meter from the wall. So these shops now are extremely big. You see, the shops are 8.5 meter by 5 meter, so they're extremely big, really big. Okay, so that is what I added at this level. On this other point, okay, this is where we have our African cuisine. So this restaurant here is going to be functioning 24 hours, okay, because the area is a very busy street and it's a very busy area. So we are going to have two restaurant units. One will be to sell just African dishes, like most African food, or the best Cameroonian food, right? And then the other ones is going to sell foreign food. Probably can have a Chinese bite here or something. So this one is going to function just 12 hours in the day, but this one function 24/7. So that is the objective of the Mayas. We have two the restaurant that sell different varieties. One will be focused on foreign food, like people that comes from China. You can get something. Maybe you love a particular Chinese food, you can get it from Canada. There's something that it sells in Canada, you can get it here. So this is mostly foreign restaurant section. So it functions just for 12 hours. The African section restaurant function for 24 hours. So I did incorporate a kitchen here. Okay, it's actually blocked at this point because this is the entrance. So when you enter, you are not seeing the kitchen. So you have to go through before you see the kitchen. Okay, so as an architect or as an engineer, where do you think is good for us to have our kitchen? So this is the question I'm asking you. Where do you think it's possible for us to get our kitchen and fit to have a very nice view, also so something that wouldn't disturb? So I have a kitchen of 7 meter by 5 meter, so of 35 square meter as just a kitchen. So what do you think about this? Okay, what do you think about the kitchen at this position? Let me know in your in the comment section. Let's discuss about it together, right? So this is the restaurant and the restaurant. Another part of it was to consider this area for weddings, for events, but the client said he doesn't want any person to be at the center here for the event. So there's no event center because they are considering to build something outside for event center, right? This one is just for the business that they want. So on the rooftop again, we have our swimming pool and our area for live music, right? So this part here is going to be blocked. We're going to have a sliding door here. So to extend a line in AutoCAD, just click on the line and click on one of these the bubble there, and then you drag. If you don't want to do that, when you hover over the line, they say extend or stretch. Just extend it, right? One thing with this extend is when you click on extend is that it will follow the line vertically, even if you are not in the orthogonal reference system. So when I click on lengthen, you see it's going to go to that point. You see the trace line that is tracing the direction of where the line is. So when you put there, it actually show you 180 degree up there, and you can lengthen it just like that. Okay, so you can lengthen it and end at that position. Okay, so let me put my snap on back again. But with stretch, you just have to stretch the line. Like it's almost like the same thing, but they are different when you get to use it. Okay, so in AutoCAD, what we did, we set our layers. I show you how to set layers, define your layers, so that it will ease you to have a very good presentation, right? And then again, I showed you how to do this alignment, and then the ideas on how to transfer your ideas. So this area is going to be for swimming pool. I've not, this is just the sketch. It's just a sketch showing the different position, but I also do well to position my column so that when I'm modeling, I actually know that there's a column at this position, right? So I shouldn't put the window at that point. So that is just the objectives there. So in AutoCAD, when you want to draw a particular line, let's say under staircase, I'm just doing a recap in AutoCAD. I also want to show you the selection mode in AutoCAD. You see, this is what they call crossing select, right? Cross select. Anything that this will touch will automatically be selected. But if I go like Windows select like this, you see that it selects only the things that are in the box, right? Only the things that are completely and submerged in this box are the things that is going to be selected. So when you select from left, it's crossing select, and then this is window select, right? So that is it. You just have to master those things. So to draw a particular line, you just have to click and draw. But you want it to go perfectly horizontal or vertical, I have to check this orthogonal reference system that will give you in the x and y direction. So you can just place a line Probably you can still select this line like this. You go and change it. You want to put it under axis, something like that. And then this is offset, all right? You just click on offset. You type the dimensions. I'll probably be working in meter. You just say, let's say 2 meter, and then you press enter. You hit enter on your keyboard. You offset towards the direction. You go to the direction where you want it to be offset. And if you want to move, you just select. You can select a particular line and then you click on move. You can move it. Like move, you have to move. You move completely, right? And then copy. You copy another that you can do that. So you have rotate is to rotate. So you just click on them. When you select, then you apply the particular. You have chamfer. Chamfer, under chamfer you have fillet. Fillet is making the corner to be like, say, let's say radius. You want to add the radius 1 meter, for instance. Then hit enter. Then when you fillet it, you see what happened. But with chamfer here, if you say chamfer at 90 degrees, so there's no chamfering angle there, distance, sorry. So you have to say, let's say chamfer again, and then we'll add a distance to it. Okay, you say 1 meter, for instance. You hit enter, and then you chamfer. You see, it gives you a distance of 1 meter, something like that. So that is something that you want. You can find it here. Then you have erase. You just click and then press enter or space bar or right click, and then you delete the line for you. And then you have, I will show you offset. That is and under things here, maybe you have hashed a particular pattern and you want to bring it in front or behind. This is where you get it. And then you have extend, trims, and that. So you have extend. You want to extend this line. This is trim right now, so you can trim this line. Let's say I want to extend this line, but but the current previous command I have is or the current command I have is trim. You can just hold down shift and you activate it as extend, right? So you extend at that point, and you can delete and things like that. You can uh trim, right? You can trim it. So lines, you want to draw circles. So these are just some basic things. In AutoCAD, you use mostly these things here really well. So when you get to a level where we'll be doing our detailing, you see how I use most of the tools, right? So this is my drawing all set up and ready to be exported. So let me bring it closer again to the 00 axis, right? So I'm going to copy from this position, let's say from here, and then I'll type 0 command 0 enter. So you see it's really closer. So when I export it in Revit, I'm going to have it really close to my center, my axis point, my 00 point. So this is it. Whatever things will be modifying again, we'll modify as we are going. So the question I wanted to ask you as designer, as architect, is that we need a manager office. There are two options that we propose that is found on the other drawing, right? The other design that I wanted us to work with, not this one. So, but I want to ask you, they did ask us to propose a section for the manager, okay, and then propose another secondary entrance that would not have will not affect the total functionality of the shopping area, right? That there should be a secondary entrance where people that probably some people want to go directly to, or some people are leaving the live music, the cabaret upstairs or the rooftop. They don't want to pass through the supermarket. I think the client is going against one of his own, which is one of the briefs here, because he said he wants everybody that is using the upper part of the section to pass through the supermarket. Okay, because he wanted to be an attraction point where probably either you're going, you get something, or when you're coming back, you also get something. So when he did ask that, there's a way that we could propose a secondary entrance that will not affect those who are buying here. You will not have to pass through this supermarket area. Okay, so he wants something, a secondary entrance. And then second to that again, he also proposed that we include a manager office and a camera room. So where do you think we'll get all those things? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, I also ask you guys to check my WhatsApp group, to join my WhatsApp group, so that we can discuss on the plan and share ideas, just have intercourse of ideas, right? So that at the end of the day, we can have something really perfect. We can still modify this design, because this is actually to put in our archive. Okay, we're actually currently working on the current structure that we have to show our clients, right? That has to be constructed. We are currently working on it. I think this is it here. We are currently working on it, so it will not affect the final produce of what we are looking forward to. So this is what we are going to give our clients at the end of the day. So we modify all those things that I've just said. We have added the manager's office is there anyway. It has to be there, and then a control or a camera controls room, something like that. So it has to be added to it, and this one has two entrances. Okay, so where do you think we can add it on this our own design? Okay, so that when somebody park probably by the right, he can be able to access this access probably the upper unit or something without going through to the front door. But it's not long, it's not really far from the entrance, right? So just think about it and let me know what you have in mind. So this is my drawing in AutoCAD, so I'm going to save it right now and then dive straight into Revit. So this is our Revit section today, and from here we are going to be having just our Revit tutorials. So when next you see me, you'll be seeing my drawings in Revit. I see everything in Revit, the modeling, the trick, and what I use. Okay, my system of working probably might be different from your own, but I'm showing you what works for me, right? And there's no two ways about it, because whatever I'll be doing, you'll be seeing it, you'll be seeing the result. So probably some people have more efficient way to use it, to go about it, and some people have the work process cannot be the same, and the way people understand some of the tools are not the same. And you get to know again that when you're using a particular software, the experience that you get there will increase the way you use it, right? So it's going to be different as you're working ahead. So this is Revit. This is just your welcome interface. So when you open your Revit, this is what you have. You have previous model here, and then you have families here. Families are just things like window, chair, doors. They are considered families. Okay, so those are families in Revit, and then models are the actual plans that you are going to be working with. So this is my model, some few models that I've worked on. Okay, and then if you want to start a new, or you want to open a particular model, you can just click here, you open it. If you want to start something new, or you want to work on open a particular family like this one, like parapet or fascia, roof fascia, something that I modeled before, or you want to have a new family, you can start from there. So since we are starting a new plan or a model, we want to click on new. And when you click on new from the recent Revit, so I have 2023, I think I will update it, but for the course of this tutorial, we are going to be using just 2023. You can use other version. Okay, it's going to have the same thing, but probably they might have one or two functions that you might not get, you will not have from your old Revit, right? Or you have different from your new 2025, because 2025 Revit is out and it's really amazing, right? So we are in 2024, we already have 2025. How fast these guys are working and what they look to improve. Okay, so when you open it, say new project, you want to select from a template. So these are template that will have to go with some ready-made families for you to start with. Okay, so I deleted most of my own because I already created a template for myself. So I said with time you'll be able to understand what a template is, because my template already have some sample doors for me to go with. You have some defined lines already. You have some model that I've imported already. Probably have the title block already. That already have a cover page and something like that. So you can then create your own and you save, and so that when you load it here, I'll show you how to load it. Anytime that you open, you have it here. So when I just click on new, I have my template to start with. So I will not go ahead to be selecting architecture template matrix or Imperial, but I just have to start working with this one. I know that everything here is matrix, right? And I already have predefined dimensions, stuff like that already defined inside. So you see them, and how easy is going to really get me going without stalking on a particular stuff, right? So let me just click on OK. So you open my template for me. You see that I've set some levels already. I've defined some of the levels already, and so today I'm just going to show you the interface on some few things. So the navigation in Revit, okay, the navigation. Then tomorrow I'm going to import the drawing itself. Okay, so to navigate in Revit, so you see it starts at this is NGL. This is natural ground level, right? So it is natural ground level. It's the ground level one here, and then you have ground level, you have ground floor itself, the ground floor, and then you have first floor, and then you have the roof plan. So this is my setup already. You have it different if you don't have a particular template, but your own template might be different. Or you, again, if you want this my template, just let me know in the comment section, or you contact me on WhatsApp. I'm going to be leaving my number down there, my WhatsApp group. From WhatsApp group, you can be able to locate me, and then we talk, right? If you want the template in private, we're going to talk about it, okay? But remember, it's not going to be free because I actually bought this template and I modify for my company to suit my company, and I'm going to show you how to customize your own to suit your own company needs, right? If you like it. So let's say you have you're just starting, and then you have here probably ground floor like my own here. For you to navigate in Revit, you just have to use your scroll button. So your scroll wheel, you're going to have it really difficult if you're drawing without having a mouse that has a scroll wheel, right? So you scroll. If I want to draw, let me just draw some basic words and show you how it functions. So Revit actually means revise and edit, right? So it's actually easy for you to do so many things in Revit. Let's say I just sketch like this. You want to revise this drawing. I want that the internal aspects of this from here to here should be 6 meters. So I'm using millimeters to put 6,000. So you see the line that you selected is going to be the one to move. So I want this one to move again. I want it to be 6,000 again. So I'll not have to be typing the dimension or stretching, right? Remember, they say Revit is revise and edit. So just going to be adding some bunch of lines there. So I went and divided this line, this wall, which is not what I wanted, right? So I'm going to go ahead, and then just all of these tools that I'm just clicking on now, you're going to see the objective here. So see, this line mistakenly is tilted, so you can just click on this small ball here, and then you take it vertically, perfectly horizontal for you, right? Let's say I want this one to be, so this is my dimension system. This is something that I've said before, so you can have it there. Let's say I want to have let me delete them. I click on it to fix it in place. Let's say I want to have this to be 2500. So you just see this is Revit. So you see this, if you want to go to the 3D, you go to this icon here. So this is a 3D representative of what I've just had. So for you to rotate in Revit, you have to just click, and then probably you can use this cube here to rotate, right? You hold on this particular angle. So when you hover to this one, you see click or drag. So when you click, you can rotate. And most often when you want to rotate around a particular point, you select the point. Like if I'm rotating now here, you see my pivot is centered around that point, but it can go over from that point if especially have a very big project. So you always want to select a particular point or focus to orbit with. Usually I don't usually like clicking on this thing to orbit. So what I do is that I just hold down shift on my keyboard, and then hold my middle mouse button down, right? The scroll wheel, just hold it down, you can be able to rotate around. So this is the most efficient ways to for you to rotate in Revit and see around with what you have done, right? So this is my work here. Okay, I'm going to also be explaining you how to go about the visual style, frame. You want to be probably changing some few things here, hidden line. It actually gives you the look. So I usually use shaded in my final work, but there are some projects that will be going to be very heavy for you to, you have consistent color, you have realistic anyway, you also have realistic here. So you see the way it's taking time. This is the real color of the word that we have, right? So you zoom closer to it, you see what it looks like. So you're not going to be working with realistic. Again, if that is something that you like, you can always go with, okay? So I like working with realistic since with shaded. Since at the end of the day, I'm just to model the space, apply some different materials. So when I export it to 3ds Max, I can be able to modify those materials, right? Because we are not going to be rendering in Revit, but probably as the channel is going to be growing, there will be time that we probably might want to use Enscape, right? Enscape 4.0 is out, 4.018 is out, and it's really looking nice. It's looking nice, guys. So hopefully we are going to get it. So in Revit, what I usually say is that there's no way I'm going to come and show you all of these tools. You just have to start doing something. It's just like game. When you're starting a game, you probably use one thing, and then you see the effect of that thing, and then you try to go around it. Okay, you will be able to learn that way faster. So in Revit, what you'll be seeing is that the tools that I will be clicking on, because I cannot explain every tool here, every bit of it here, but Revit is a very excellent BIM software for you to use. Okay, I'm not despising the fact that ArchiCAD, SketchUps are also very good, but Revit is the future for BIM. BIM is actually BIM is actually building information modeling, right? So it's actually the future in BIM, and our course that will soon release is talking from Revit structure to robo structure analysis and bringing back to structure Revit structure to actually modif to actually work on the structural detailing, right? So it's actually just the future for you to work with ease and have efficient design, really have something good. Okay, so if you're looking forward for something that is going to drive you to the future, not still challenging any of the those existing software, think about Revit. Okay, think about learning Revit now, and you see the flexibility. You compare with your others with other software, will see where you can make good decisions for yourself. So in the next tutorial, I'm just going to import. As I said, I'm not explaining this is line, this is one, but I'll be using all of this thing here. You see me using all of the tools here at the toolbar here, and then you see I'll be opening the different tabs. You see when you open the different tabs, you have different things there. You have the section line, you have the text. We'll be using all of these things. So as we are using them, so when you follow along with this plan, you're going to be knowing you get to understand how to use these things, right? So when I click on it, like I just click on dimension, you see how I click. When you click on dimension, it appear. You have different type of dimension, and then you just click and then you place your dimension just like that, just like that. So there's nothing that will come to show you. Just say probably you want to work on this drawing, and let's have it from there. Let's just have it working. And Revit is automatically updating, right? If I just click on this one and change this dimension, probably I want this to be 2500. You see these other dimensions will update automatically to follow with that dimension without you going back like in AutoCAD to go and select again and place your dimension. So I urge you today and I challenge you to start this journey in Revit with me. If you're starting for the first time, just start it. For me, nobody taught me Revit. I just started doing it because if you're working AutoCAD before, you can actually figure out your way around Revit, right? You just have to have it installed. You start with some basic work. You watch some tutorials on YouTube. You have to sacrifice. You have to be disciplined to get it right. So that is it for this tutorial. I don't want it to be too long, but be rest assured that it's going to be an amazing joining and you will love it. Again, I remain your guy, Mr. Time from Time Engineering Academy. And please do well to share our content, like, leave a comment. Let's have a community where we can chat and share ideas and grow together. Remember, there's no time, and time remain the important factors of our life that we cannot display. We cannot, it only keep changing. So let's use this opportunity today while we can to make a better world for ourselves and then educate the next generation to come. I remain your guy again, Mr. Time, and hallelujah. Let's have it quit here. Thank you and have a nice day.